Oh, hey, it's Kayla. Okay, good. The last video, um, made it on. It went a little bit over 15 minutes, and I have bad luck with computers, and I don't know why, but it doesn't let me post any video longer than 15 minutes, so it was a few seconds after, and it has not allowed me to post it. So if you notice, I kind of clicked off quickly. I always look at the time to make sure I'm not going over it. So yeah, I had pretty much said how I was talking to somebody on YouTube and they sort of, yeah, they pissed me off. Um, and I guess, um, if you are watching this, it is sort of to you. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know, like, but I don't know. I mean, what are you doing? Do you want to learn about the cognitive functions? Do you want, like, if you're learning about them, I don't see why you're correcting me on them. Like, because you don't really know about them at all. I mean, I don't want to, offend you or anything, but I was trying to be pretty polite, and you were insulting me. You were telling me I didn't know myself. I asked a legitimate question. You said Google straw man fallacy, that sort of thing. I didn't want to really come right and tell you, but you don't know about the cognitive functions. I can tell by the things you're saying. And I don't know if you just think I'm an idiot, so you're just trying to confuse me, which I don't see the point in that. Uh, I honestly, I don't know what you're trying to do with this. I Either you don't know what you're talking about, which is fine. Like, you can learn about it, but I just don't want you to correct me because I mean, I don't really know how to say this. Like, I I don't know how you don't see this, but if you don't know about something, then I don't think it's right to correct other people on it. You said that was FI use, apparently, on my part. You don't know what FI is. Like, from what I'm getting, you don't know what any of these things are, so... And I told you before, too, I don't want you to be correcting me and telling me I don't know myself. Like, you would ask me if I felt uncomfortable with us trying to figure out my personality, which I know my personality, so... And for sure, if anybody else, they couldn't see another personality in me, then that's fine, but once I tell you, I'm not seeing myself in this, and if you're also just Googling things and that fit the argument you happen to be making, I don't consider that a debate. I didn't want to have a debate on my personality type in the first place. I just didn't want to. You told me I was a strawman fallacy. It's in, which is a personal attack. It's a personal attack to tell somebody they don't know themselves. It is. I mean, I don't know what your idea of a personal attack is, but or whatever strawman fallacy. I didn't know what that is. I don't know. I've never been told I used that before, but whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain the cognitive functions. Extroverted. So first, I'll start off with the extroverted judging functions, and I'll just do the other judging functions. And I would say judging functions, in general, need some sort of a structure to them, um, like some sort of, they like extrovert thinking and extrovert feeling are so different, so it's sort of hard to summarize them. But extroverted feeling, and they're both taking in the environment fairly quickly, and it's affecting them a lot, I would say. And it's affecting them, and they look for positive changes they can make in it. Well, or they see, depending on their next function, positive changes they can make, or keep things going the same way. I realized I was going off of just ENFJs and ENTJs, which an ENFJ, so I understand them more. Well, I understand introverted intuition more. I don't really understand extroverted thinking, but yeah, you get what I mean. Okay, so they're both like, a structure, and they're both like taking things in, like, and like thinking. So thinking is taking in all the logical information, feeling is taking in all the emotional information, like just taking it all in. So I'll go extroverted feeling. So I would be like, it's an atmosphere, like an emotional atmosphere. Wherever I go, doesn't even have to be where I am. Like, it's just like on the computer, on YouTube. If I'm walking down the street, if I'm at home with my family, if I'm somewhere with my friends, if I'm just at school, wherever. And it affects me. The emotional atmosphere affects me, and I'd usually, if it's negative, I'd want to change it to positive, and if it's positive, I'd want to keep it to positive. Didn't make any sense. Well, it did. If you're like obsessed with grammar and want everything to be perfect grammatic, then it's not going to. But if you're somebody who can look past that, then you will see meaning in what I say. So yeah. Okay, so an extrovert thinker wants, their logic. If there's inconsistencies in the logic in wherever they are, like, they'll want to point it out, or guessing they would, because it affects their logic system. They like it to be consistent, because it like affects them, like, in their thoughts. I have a hard time grasping, I guess, what this is, because I feel like extroverted feeling or extroverted thinking are opposites. They're both looking at the same things but coming to different conclusions, which is why I would feel like they would always be at odds with each other. And their goals are similar in what they want to do, how they want to affect their environment, and they both want to affect it in different ways, and they both see different things when they're looking at the same thing, and they're looking directly at the same thing, and so they know exactly what the person's getting at. But I mean, to me, it's like this with all functions that are in the same exact direction but opposites. Like, I'm seeing what you're seeing, exactly what you're seeing, but it's wrong. Like, you're wrong, I'm right. Whereas other functions, I feel like, if you were, let's just say, coming like from another function, like for, I'll just use another judging function, because then I won't have it. So, introverted thinking for me, you would think that they're opposites, right, for me? But I feel like, along with the fact that they go together, I mean, they're pretty weak. If you have one, the other one's pretty weak, so you're not going to be using it all the time, but you don't even have to be, because I feel like I see somebody with introverted thinking and I'm saying, instead of seeing what you're seeing, I'm saying I've never seen it that way. I'm like, you're looking at something different than me. So you know, I guess I could see it from that way too. I mean, they could be at odds, but I feel like it's not as much so as the extroverted feeling and the extroverted thinking. And to be honest, I was actually just reading something on socionics, that I went off of MBTI because some of the socionics, well, as an ENFJ, my functions all line up with ENFJ in socionics, but the introverted types don't. So, but even the function order, it was actually, for me to watch that, as, like, I just, like, looked at the function order, and as I was reading them, like, I figured out what they meant. The order's slightly different, but you can, match them up to your functions, like, if you want to. And, like, even reading just the function order, not ENFJ in particular, like, I felt like they were describing my function order, if that makes any sense. Like, the leading function, is extroverted feeling for me. I felt like it just looks like they're describing extroverted feeling. It doesn't even, like, and then as, like, the next one that they described would be my introverted intuition, but they called it the creative function. I'm like, that seems to be just describing introverted intuition. And, just like, all of them were like that. Like, so it was pretty cool. I never looked at that before, and for people who are skeptical, I'm not really sure if it would fit everybody or just me, but they could look at that, and it's not somebody's, like, language is, the spoken language is fairly subjective in general. We have to keep that in mind. So, but this could also, it could be, like, look at it, it's describing something real. I mean, it's not describing a specific person, but it's able to describe what your function order would be like. I don't know. I'm gonna make sort of a few different videos on this. My next one is gonna be the introverted, judging functions,